Hello friends, your Social Security check is about to go up by roughly $77 a month. But most retirees will never keep all of that money, and one of these 6 numbers can quietly take a chunk of it right back. Stay with me until number 6, because that's the one almost everyone gets completely backwards. Number 1, the number itself. The Senior Citizens League, the group that tracks this every single month, now projects the 2027 cost of living adjustment at about 3.8%. Last year's raise was just 2.8%, so this is a full point higher. Here is what that looks like in real dollars, not percentages. The average retiree benefit right now sits at about $2,026 a month. A 3.8% raise lifts that to roughly $2,103. That's an increase of about $77 every month, or close to $924 over the full year. If you're a couple both drawing benefits, you're looking at somewhere near $150 extra a month landing in the account. Think about what the size of your own check does to that math. Someone drawing the maximum of $4,018 at full retirement age sees about $153 added, while someone on a smaller widow's benefit of $1,200 might see only $46. Same percentage, very different dollars. Now here's the mistake people make with this figure. They hear $77 and mentally spend it before it arrives. They promise it to a bill, a grandchild, a subscription. I knew a man in Ohio who told his daughter he'd cover her $90 phone bill with the raise, then found only $51 extra in January and had to claw the difference out of his groceries. The 77 is a starting point, not a take-home number. What you should actually do this week is write down your current gross benefit, the number before any deductions, because every calculation that follows depends on knowing that exact figure. If you don't know your gross benefit to the dollar, you can't tell what this raise really does. Number 2, and this is the one nobody wants to say out loud. None of this is official yet. That 3.8% is a projection, not a promise. The Social Security Administration does not announce the real 2027 COLA until the middle of October 2026. The final number is built from just 3 months of inflation data, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners in July, August, and September of 2026. If prices cool over those 3 months, the final figure drops below 3.8. If prices stay hot, it climbs higher. We've seen this swing before. In 2024, the early chatter was above 3%, and the final print came in at 2.5, a difference of hundreds of dollars a year on an average check. So the mistake here is planning your 2027 budget around a number that isn't locked. I watched a couple in Arizona sign up for a Medicare Advantage plan, $40 richer in August, betting on a 4% raise. The raise landed at 2.8, and they spent the winter $40 short every month on a plan they couldn't easily leave until the next enrollment window. Don't do that. What you should do instead is treat 3.8% as your rough estimate and wait for the official October announcement before you commit a single dollar of it. Mark your calendar for October 15th right now. And remember what I said at the start. Number 6 is where a bigger raise can actually cost you money, so keep that in the back of your mind. Number 3. Why the estimate jumped so much? A year ago, the talk was 2.8%. Now it's near 4. What changed? Inflation came back. The index that sets your COLA rose 0.7% in a single month, May of 2026, and that pushed the year-over-year rate to 4.4%, the fastest pace since April of 2023. That's the engine behind the bigger raise. And there's an outlier worth knowing. Independent analyst Mary Johnson, who has forecast these for years, estimates the 2027 COLA could land as high as 4.7%. At 4.7, that average benefit jumps closer to $2,120, nearly $95 more a month instead of $77, an extra $216 over the year. Here's the part most people miss, and it's not good news. A big COLA is not a gift. It exists only because your cost of living already went up. The raise is chasing prices you've already been paying at the grocery store and the pharmacy for months. A dozen eggs that ran $2 in 2020 crossed $4 by 2025. The COLA didn't get you ahead of that, it limped along behind it. So the mistake is celebrating a large COLA, as if you're getting richer. One retiree I spoke with treated her $90 raise as fun money and booked a trip. Ben realized her supplemental drug plan and rent had already eaten $110 of new cost that same year. She was $800 behind before the raise even started. You're not getting richer. You're getting reimbursed, late, for inflation that already hit you. What you should do is compare the raise to your own real costs, not the headline number, so you know whether you're actually gaining ground or just barely keeping up. Number 4. Medicare Part B is going to take a bite before you ever see the raise. For most retirees, the Part B premium comes straight out of the Social Security check automatically. This year, that premium is about $185 a month, and analysts expect the 2027 figure to rise past $200 for the first time. And here's the timing that catches people. The 2027 Part B premium is also set in the fall, right around the same time as the COLA. In most years, that premium goes up, and the increase eats into your raise before it lands. So if your gross benefit rises by $77, but your Part B premium rises by $21, your actual net deposit, the number in your bank account, goes up by 56, not 77. Sometimes a lot less. The mistake is looking only at the COLA percentage and forgetting the premium is climbing on the other side of the ledger. I've seen a 70-year-old widower in Florida expecting $77 more, end up with $49 after the premium jump, then spend 3 weeks on hold with Social Security convinced they'd shorted him. It wasn't an error, it was the premium. What you should do this week is find your current Part B premium amount on your benefit statement, and when the new premium is announced this fall, subtract the increase from your COLA raise. That difference, raise minus premium hike, is your real number. That's what actually hits your account in January. Number 5. A bigger check can push higher earners into a surcharge most people have never heard of. It's called IRMAA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. If your income climbs above certain thresholds, Medicare charges you an extra surcharge on top of your normal Part B and Part D premiums. The first cliff for a single filer sits around $106,000 of income. Cross it and your Part B alone jumps by about $74 a month, nearly $900 a year. Now, a COLA raises your Social Security income. For most people, the raise is too small to matter here. But if you're already sitting close to an IRMAA threshold from a pension, a required withdrawal from an IRA, or a good year of investment income, a bigger COLA combined with that other income can nudge you over the line. And IRMAA is a cliff, not a ramp. Go $1 over the threshold, and you owe the full surcharge for the entire year. A retired engineer I know landed exactly $40 over the bracket because of a larger required distribution stacked on his COLA, and that $40 cost him roughly $850 in surcharges he could have avoided by timing the withdrawal differently. That's the mistake. Retirees near the edge don't realize a raise plus a required withdrawal can trip the surcharge and cost them hundreds. What you should do is, if your total income is anywhere near 6 figures for a single filer or around double that for a couple, add your projected 2027 benefit to your other income now, and check where you land against this year's IRMAA brackets. If you're close, that's a conversation to have with a tax preparer before December, while you still have time to plan a withdrawal. Number 6. The one almost everyone gets backwards. A bigger raise can quietly make more of your Social Security taxable. Here's why. The income thresholds that decide whether your benefits get taxed have been frozen in law since 1984 for the first tier and 1993 for the second, more than 30 years without a single adjustment. For a single filer, once your combined income passes $25,000, up to half your benefit becomes taxable. Past $34,000, up to 85% does. For a married couple, those lines are $32,000 and $44,000. And here's the trap. Those numbers never rise with inflation. They don't get a COLA. So every year your benefit goes up, but the thresholds stay frozen, which drags more and more retirees over the line into taxation. In 1984, fewer than 1 in 10 paid this tax. Today it's over half. People who paid zero tax on their benefits a few years ago now owe it. Picture a widow whose combined income was $33,000 last year, just under the second line. 2 years of COLA raises pushed her to $35,000. And suddenly 85% of her benefit is exposed, adding a few $100s to her April tax bill she never budgeted for. That's the part people get backwards. They think a raise always leaves them better off. But a larger COLA can push you past a frozen threshold and hand part of your own raise to the IRS. The mistake is never checking your combined income until the tax bill arrives in the spring. What you should do this week is calculate your combined income, your adjusted gross income, plus any tax-free interest, plus half of your Social Security, and see how close you are to those frozen lines. If you're near one, a Roth conversion or a shift in when you take withdrawals could keep more of the raise in your pocket. So here's your one step this week. Pull up your current gross benefit, subtract nothing, and write it down. Because every one of these 6 numbers, the raise, the premium, the surcharge, and the tax, starts from that single figure. If this helped you understand what's really coming in 2027, subscribe and share it with someone who's on Social Security. The people who plan ahead keep more of their money. The people who don't find out in April